Hello friends, it's MoNaCo here. I am coming to you with one of our last videos in our unit. We're talking about page 22 and 23 in your packet. We're talking about how matter is classified, characterized, and the properties of it with some examples. Okay. So the properties of matter, there's physical and chemical properties. Physical properties are the constants about a substance. You can use these, our senses that is, to observe them. They do not require chemical analysis. Things like melting point, color, texture. What does an object physically look like and behave like when we do things to it? Now, a chemical property include behaviors substances do when they react with other substances. For example, reacting hydrogen with oxygen results in a combustion. Very reactive in the presence of nonmetals and pH. Or things like rust, iron rusts, actions. A reaction is like an action verb. Okay, it changes into something else that it wasn't before. So a chemical property requires you working with reactions. A physical property requires you working with, like, you're observing five senses and minimal measuring. There's two classifications to properties. Extensive, a property that depends on how much material you're dealing with, like energy, mass, or heat. How much rocks are we talking about? We're talking about one rock or a million tons of rocks. That's an extensive property. An intensive property is a property that does not depend on how much material you're dealing with. It helps us identify matter with a constant about that particular type of matter. For example, melting point, boiling point, color, density, hardness, or solubility. It doesn't matter how much ice I have, whether it's a tiny ice cube in the palm of my hand or an iceberg in the ocean. Ice, pure ice, melts at 0 degrees Celsius. Doesn't matter how much you've got. These properties are consistent, especially density. Now, physical versus chemical changes. Matter's always changing. Ice melts, wood burns, etc. Physical change does not alter the properties of the substance. So like cutting paper or phase change, it's not something different. A piece of paper is still a piece of paper, even though it's in smaller pieces. Change in size or shape, same material, but different form. It looks different, but it can go back to its original state. No energy is produced as a product. So I take a rock and I smash it into smaller pieces, it's still rock. Okay, nothing changed. Example, like I said before, ice melting and become a liquid. It's still water. Okay, it's not something new. It's not hydrogen and oxygen separately. It's just liquid water, not solid. Now, a chemical change involves when composition is changed. Example, like I said before, rusting. Properties are not the same as the original, and energy is produced in the form of light, fire, heat, etc. Example, firewood burning. Firewood turns into ash. Okay, it's not wood anymore after it goes through a chemical change. So if you need, do some keyword searches on physical and chemical properties or physical and chemical changes. Find pictures or videos to help explain the difference. Not having a firm understanding of this concept is not an option. It's one of the basics of chemistry. It's how the energy and the matter interact. Okay, so thanks for watching the video. Talk to you later.